All right, we are back now in the Great Day Kitchen. Thanksgiving is fast approaching. Can you believe it? And the flavors of fall are perfect for a delicious dessert.
Yeah, if you want a showstopper, look no further than our friend Jessie-Sierra Ross. She's a cookbook author and food lifestyle expert, and her mantra is straight to the hips, baby.
Yes, ma'am.
So all this is real. We're not. I know we do a lot of healthy recipes, easy recipes. This is like the hey, if you really want to impress people recipe.
This is what I call celebration food.
Okay.
So you're not going to make a pie every week. You could if you're like me, but you're not. And you're going to use all real ingredients. We're using full-fat butter. We're using sugar. We're using flour. You could use a gluten-free flour if you so choose. But really, this is about a celebration, bringing this to Thanksgiving, your next potluck, and it's so easy, and it's like if a crisp had a baby with an apple pie. It is so good.
Yeah, it's the
that's
best
my
of
favorite.
both.
Exactly.
Right? The flaky crust plus that topping that we all love.
And the berries, because I don't love, I mean, an apple pie is okay, but I love it when it has berries in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're using fall fruits, so a mixture of orchard fruits. So we have some apples, we have some Bartlett pears in here, and to that we added some sugar, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cinnamon, and we're going to add some fresh blackberries. Now, I started cooking this a little bit ahead of time just to soften it. But you can see there's a lot
It smells so amazing.
liquid.
I could just
right?
stop and eat this.
So much liquid here. Now, traditionally, we would put that in the pie. Do you want that in your pie? Like this?
No, right?
No. So I'm just going to add a little bit more cinnamon in there.
Okay.
What we want is to thicken it and not lose all those juices. So over here, we have some cornstarch and cold water. There should be a fork on that napkin. You're going to add the cornstarch to the water and just stir it up into a slurry. So this is our thickener.
So is it a 1-to-1 ratio for cornstarch and water? How much do you do?
Almost. So I like to do about 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, depending on how juicy my fruits are. You can see this is pretty juicy.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of water released.
Right. And I do about 2 tablespoons of water. And you're just mixing that up just nice and loose. And what we're going to do is add it to our pot. It's going to come to a boil and thicken.
Is this okay?
That's brilliant. Put it right in. And over here, we have our oatmeal crisp topping.
And there's a trick to make it actually crisp, right?
There is. So this is going to be handwork. Okay. So you're going to add oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
There's already some butter in here, sugar, flour, and cinnamon.
And you want the butter to be cold, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, do you know why?
Because it doesn't, it keeps the pastry.
Yes.
What?
Yes,
I'm
it keeps it
getting
cold.
there.
You know, so it doesn't melt and become mush.
Yes, right.
So when a lot of times when you see those recipes that say melt the butter for a crisp, that's just wrong.
Well, you know, it depends on what you're going for. A lot of times you will melt the butter if you're making a cobbler. So you're making dough drops. And yeah, you sometimes want to melt the butter, depends on the recipe. But for me, I like going with cold butter. Same as with my butter pastry dough, which I have a link on the main recipe. I used a homemade pie shell, unbaked, but you could use store-bought, anything you like. It's easy peasy to whip up in the food processor, which I'll tell you the truth, I transitioned over because my mother, she was a wizard with pastry by hand. I am not. I like tech.
Yeah, you use that food processor, right?
Exactly.
You have it for a
So,
reason.
like, do we kind of break apart the butter when we're doing this, or no?
Exactly. So the heat of your hands, and not too much of it, because you're wearing gloves, which is my tip. If you, for me, I don't like to get my rings dirty. I don't like to get it in my nails. Use the gloves. It stops it from overheating.
Okay.
All right. So our filling is done. You would let this cool to room temperature. You would preheat your oven, get your dough and your pie pan together.
And that's important, right? You need to wait for it to cool.
Exactly. And luckily, I have some already made. And you can see it's nice and kind of ooey gooey.
So we want it to be more, it's like kind of gelatinous, it sticks.
Yes. So once the cornstarch activates at boiling point, it's going to start to pretty much become like gelatin without actually using gelatin, which is an animal product. So this is purely vegan.
Okay.
Oh, purely, okay.
As far as this thickener, there is butter in here. You don't have to use butter if you do want to use a vegan recipe, to use coconut oil. Okay. And to that, we're going to, can we see? Sorry. Yep. Careful, that's a hot stuff. So to this, do you want to sprinkle it on top?
Sure.
So grab it and sprinkle.
Okay, so just grab it here and just drop
it. Yeah.
So it's oats, flour, butter,
sugar, cinnamon, a little bit of salt.
Okay.
So this is going to crisp up in the oven. It's going to absorb all those lovely juices as it bubbles up. And when you cut into it, you're going to have this delicious buttery top. The
you want it all covered,
all of it, all of it. I know it looks like a lot, but it's going to cook down because that butter melts, it shrinks, and then it absorbs all those juices.
All right, so how long do we cook this for?
So this is at a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. Then you lower the temp to 375, cover with foil, cook for 20. and then uncover, cook for another 15, and you get this.
There it is. I mean, if you bring this to Thanksgiving and say you made
First
this
of all,
from
it's
scratch,
so heavy. I mean,
Please
amazing.
dig in. So,
oh my gosh, it's
if
definitely
you want me to
crisp.
do it. So that first slice of pie is always one of those things. You never know if it's going to come out, but it doesn't matter with this one because it's a crisp
right? And
topping.
everybody's going to have like a little crumble on their
And there's
plate,
a
it's
plate right
totally
there.
fine.
Oh my
And
gosh.
forks.
I know that Melissa has to be gluten-free, so I'm going to be the only one who can taste
But
it.
I can eat the fruit inside.
You can eat the fruit. Yeah. Yeah.
Here,
But you
try it
taste
out.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So it should be sweet, syrupy, cinnamony,
Yeah, I feel like
warming.
this is the perfect Thanksgiving dessert.
It's-
Because you want
yeah.
like that little fruit to
You
go
need
with
to go
everything.
on our website, Great Day Connecticut. So to go to www.com, click on Great Day, or go to Straight to Hips Baby, because you need this recipe. It's delicious.
Yes.
You'll be the talk of Thanksgiving.
Absolutely,
sure
be the
will.
queen of Thanksgiving.
Yes, the queen.
Or
All right,
king.
and your Cooking and Entertaining Cookbook, Seasons Around the Table, is available now on Amazon. That's so great.
Yes, absolutely, and it has
Lots of
loads,
good recipes.
loads of recipes for the holidays.